Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at the Larceny Barrel Proof B523. Dustin, did I get all the numbers right?
Yep.
Nice. This is the most recent batch, eh?
Yes.
All right, this one comes in at 124.4%, 124.4 proof, 62.2% ABV. Dustin, always a fun bottle to grab because of the wide shoulders.
It does have a good grip, doesn't it?
It does. I feel it feels so much more secure in my hands. All right, Dustin. These are basically come out in batches every year. What do they give? 3 batches every year?
3.
Very similar to Elijah Craig.
Exactly the same as Elijah Craig. They got an A, a B, and a C.
Yep.
The only difference is these are not 12-year-old whiskeys.
No. What are they?
They're not officially telling us. I hear 6, 7 years is kind of the general theme.
Okay.
Heavy on that pour.
That's our last review of the day. Figure we'll get deep into it, my friend.
So these have not gotten a lot of rave reviews. They do run about $10-15, I believe, here in the Kentucky, Ohio area. Although store to store will vary in Kentucky and Ohio. I have no idea what the price is.
$10 to $15 total?
Less than the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. So they're a little cheaper, but we're not getting a lot of savings for our half age.
Half age. All right.
They've been hard to get, and to be honest with you, Mike, the first few releases I tried were kind of crap.
All right. Well, let's get to this one. Let's refresh my memory. Or expand it. Who knows?
There you go. Sweet. Brown sugar.
Yep.
Caramel.
Brown sugar, caramel, burnt caramel.
So yeah, definitely a burnt note.
Mm-hmm. Char. A little bit of char.
Good. Actually, I'd say a good bit of char.
I love me some burnt caramel, Dustin.
Yeah, burnt caramel and brown sugar, man. I'm loving it. They're both burnt.
Very reminiscent on the nose of the Elijah Craigs, the 12-year-olds.
Yeah, nice earthiness coming through here, too. And if I dare say, Mike, a little bit of slightly burnt coffee note.
I go, yeah, burnt coffee bean there. Something red to it, too.
Yeah. I was going to say red from my very first, nosing, and then I instantly, forgot about that note and got stuck in the brown sugar.
That's all right. I'm here to help.
Yeah. A little bit of hay.
Yeah, this feels very fall. Bobbing for apples. Red apples.
Yeah. Barnyard kind of thing going on here a little bit. But a clean barnyard, not like a funky one.
Yeah, very sweet, very polished.
Yeah, this is the barn where, you got the hay ride and you're going through the barn.
It's meant for visitors. It's not just someone cleaned up their barn.
Yeah. There's not been horses in here.
Nope. Not for some time.
Yeah, just aggressive, assertive, earthy. Not super fruity as bourbons go.
No, but not super fruity, but sweet.
Sweet but dry.
Yes.
Very dry.
Peanut dryness.
Good call.
A little
Bit of peanut shell, dryness, yeah. A little bit of saltiness.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, nothing will blow you away, but very nice, well done.
A little bit of min-wax, maybe. A little bit of polish of some sort. A little bit of men's barbershop. Yeah, stinging cinnamon too. Last thing I would say on the nose. Pick up on the palate, my friend.
Yeah, so red fruits, much bolder here. You get a nice kind of candied brown sugar red apple with, there's caramel here, but man, brown sugar. It's been a theme today, and this one really coming through with it. It's very earthy, it's woody, some dark chocolates coming through. This is very dark, very, very, very dark. No, and I have another Larceny that we'll get to at some point. It's more on the fruit side. This is dark. And you made a good note when you were nosing about a little bit of varnish. I got a good hint of that varnish on the initial arrival as well. So, a little bold, isn't it? Big, bold. Whereas the Elijah Craigs tend to be a little more oily and sweet and sticky, which coats the mouth a bit more. This is drier, more wheat husk, a little more grain forward. Definitely gives you a little bit more. It's just way more drying.
Sweetness, char, ashy peanut, and I mean ashy peanut. In that order initially. All right, so now to kind of break it down. The sweetness is a caramel sweetness, but still a very ashy, burnt, scorched earth caramel sweetness. You ever seen Rain of Fire?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Like if a dragon burned it all. You know what I mean? Like there's still probably something in there that's sweet, but it's pretty scorched earth. Then, ton of char. with all that cinnamon swell. And there's a couple of swells in there. Like you get hitting with waves when you're trying to learn how to surf and you just can't stay on the board. Just like, come on, this isn't my day. Ton of spice. Yeah, and then kind of at the end here, kind of softens up a bit. Goes into a little bit of peanut shell, a little bit of vanilla, and I agree, some type of wheat husk note to some degree. Interesting. It comes off richer, but more aggressive Elijah Craig. Simpler. Like Elijah Craig's little brother. Like he's bigger and stronger. We want the smartest, like he want the sharpest knife in the box type of dude. But you know what? What he does well is pure.
Yeah, I mean, this particular batch reminds me of kind of some of the lesser versions of the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. It's on the lower end for my palate, on the simpler side, on the more aggressive side. Although I tell you what, I do like the darkness. I do like the dirtiness. I like that little bit of red fruit I got up front initially. I will say this, water instantly here, Mike. I'm getting some like toffee notes I wasn't getting before.
I just put water in it. I tell you what.
Some butterscotch.
You give this to your friends, you know you can take a punch. Man, this is aggressive.
Oh, it is.
It's just popping spice.
Oh, I'm getting a bunch of nice. Oh, I'm getting like some nicer vanillas coming through.
All right. It is opening up quite a bit.
Starting to get a little bit of apple note.
I mean, 61% ABV.
Yeah.
A little bit of water intervention was inevitable.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting like apple pie now. Heavy cinnamon, of course.
Oh, you're right. It softened up quite a bit.
Yeah, no, it's doing some nice things here.
I do love a heavy cast strength whiskey. Mm-hmm. But if you're ever out there and think like, oh, this is just too much for me, the flavor's overpowering, a little bit of water. Now, it will change anything, but it really might open something up and really make it extremely approachable.
It's a very dense whiskey to start with.
Yeah, so this had some elements of fall to begin with. Mm-hmm. Now, this just takes me 4 months into the future. We're recording this in early August. Probably won't hit you guys until September, but this feels like football season.
We're more like at the fair now here with this one now, Mike.
Fair's in July, but yeah, I see your point.
Well, initially we were talking, well, I mean, it's a fall fair. I don't know where it's at.
Okay.
My point is, initially we were picking up pumpkins, we were drinking some apple cider, and we were outside on a hay ride. Now we've switched over, and you've seen Charlotte's Web, right?
Yeah.
It's that fair.
Read the book. Oh, okay.
Because that was, he was talking about the pumpkin pie there. That was a fall thing. Mm-hmm. So you're more there. There's no popcorn. We're popcorn free here, but otherwise we got the fair kind of going on.
Bourbon just takes me there a lot, especially a cast strength bourbon.
Oh, absolutely.
You just get those lovely caramels. You know, a little bit of that chocolate, depending on how sort of that wood note hits your palate. But especially these cast strength ones that are very wood influenced, they're so my jam. As an Isla whiskey fan at heart.
Oh, that is. I'm getting rich. I'm getting old whiskey notes on here, Mike. I'm getting 12, 13-year-old whiskey notes.
This never came off as half the age of Elijah Craig to me.
Not this one. Some of them will, trust me. This one, and the waters really actually enhance that age. I'm getting some nice leather, some nice oak. I'm getting this like mixture of spice, cinnamon, oak. Just a depth. Still got a little hint of coffee coming through here, which I love. I love coffee on these Heaven Hills. When I get coffee, it's instantly a winner for me.
Those are the big players for sure. But you're so much more approachable, a little bit of water. So much more well-rounded. Mm-hmm. Not only more well-rounded, they're separated. Mm-hmm. Back where everything kind of just was, like a child's painting, where it's just
bringing
messy.
all the good shit out.
Right. Now it's much more structured.
Oh, what is that I'm picking up now? That's a unique note.
The peanut shell note kind of went away, or maybe morphed slightly, I would say.
I'm getting a lot of peanut right now.
Right. I would say morphed or, dissipated. The caramel note's really a standout note here to me. That charred caramel is really nice.
I'm getting like a peach cobbler, but it's a very, very subtle peach, like almost candied or something.
The caramel not only is it's strong,
vanilla frosting,
but it's approachable. Strong, approachable caramel. Like you better focus on this sweetness right here.
English cream. That's what it is. It's like a dirty English cream.
But I do agree there's some vanilla in it.
Oh even a little bit of Cadbury eggs. The filling inside. I'm smelling that. Then I do get a hint of the nut.
I've absolutely had Elijah Craig barrel proofs that were no better than this for sure. This is a good one. B523.
All right, Mike.
Whiskey score?
Well, if you don't mind, I'll go first here.
I do mind.
All right.
I thought I score bourbons first.
We kind of go back and forth.
I just made that up. Go ahead.
So we will get to some other ones. For the most part, I would say this is probably 2 points better than any one I've had. I'm going to give this an 88. I think it's an exceptional bourbon. I am super pleased with this one, and it has saved this brand because I was not going to keep buying them if I didn't get something better than the couple samples I'd had. This is a must-buy if you're a high-proof bourbon fan.
I had a number in my head, Dustin, and then you went first, and I was like, wow, you went a lot higher than I thought you were going to go. But I'm still going to say the same number.
Right in.
87. And I thought I was going to be high on it because kind of where we rate Elijah Craig's, you know what I mean? And usually I rate Elijah Craig's around an 88. You know what I mean? The 12-year-olds are the good ones. And I mean, and as I said before, I've definitely had Elijah Craig's that weren't any better than this. For sure. But some of my favorite Elijah Craig's I think are a little bit better than this.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
But it's a similar style whiskey, and it's easy to one-to-one. The reason I give it an 87 was, first of all, I really enjoy what I'm drinking here. All the flavors are something I really like. It's really pungent at first. But I got to tell you, man, for it being half the age, I don't get that. I don't get half the age of even some of my favorite Elijah Craig barrel proofs.
Well, and a lot of people have been debating if maybe this is getting older and they're putting older whiskey in here now because they're not officially saying it. There's just been rumors that it was around the 6-7 year mark.
You know, that's what I love about bourbon. The fact they have to use virgin casks all the time. Yeah, they can play with the charring on them and do a few things like that. But at the end of the day, you know, it's a pretty level playing field. You can source wood from different places. I understand that you have different.
Where you age it in the rick house is the big difference that bourbon has over some of the dunnage warehouses. That's really about the only big difference you get.
I'm not saying it doesn't. Yeah. I'm saying there's a lot of similarities here, and it doesn't come off like whiskey that's aged half the amount of time, regardless of what made that transpire.
I'm thinking maybe either these are older or they're hot aged.
Could be that too.
They're aged at the top of the rick house or something, but I don't know. This is a killer. We'll get into some other ones that are not quite as good, but.
Yeah,
this is a killer.
Yeah, it's my first time this particular one, but I'm impressed.
I actually think this is probably better than some Elijah Craig barrel proofs. Not many, but some.
Yeah, no, like I said, there were some definitely ones that weren't any better. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our thought on this particular one. Once again, the Larceny. This one is the B523. I still say it's a great handle. It's hard to let it go. Yeah. You have to have a weak handshake to drop this.
Small hands.
I know people with weak, even people with small hands got to get a handshake. You have to have a weak handshake to drop this. I know people with weak handshakes.
Yes, we can go with a few.
Don't like any of them. Anyway, those are our thoughts on the whiskey. Dustin, until next time, what do we wish the folks?
Happy firm handshake.
Yeah, shake hands, but come on.
Little oomph, guys.
Yeah, no one likes weak noodle. See you next time.